Hello. Welcome back to the Zero Strategy Podcast. I was paused there because I was expecting. There it is. There it is. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. We appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm joined today by my co-hosts, Grog Mode
Hello.
and Sir Humps.
Hello. Hi.
And I'm Connie Fly. It's a nice little cozy podcast today, just the three of us, just chilling out. We got some stuff to talk about. So, first of all, if you're watching live, remember you can ask us questions or throw some suggestions at us. Just make sure to at one of us or at the podcast in the chat so we can see it and we'll try and get to it. But we do love the feedback and the conversation with you guys. We do. We really do. That's what we're all about here. Grog, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
Week's been pretty good. I played Resident Evil 7 on stream, which was fucking fantastic. The story was really good. It was definitely like creepy. It was a whole mood for sure. My wife scared the ever living shit out of me.
Yes, you
did. I was. There's a clip and there's also a highlight. The reason for the highlight is because although the clip is very good of her jump scaring me in person, the highlight is better because it's basically 2 minutes of her just cackling with joy afterwards and just laughing her ass off. But yeah, Resident Evil 7 was really good. I look forward to doing the DLC for it. I kind of wasn't like sure what to expect because a lot of people just said, that it was on the scarier side, but they didn't really say anything about the story. And I actually thought the story was pretty
Story
tight.
is great in that game, yeah.
So I think that'll be a good lead-in for Resident Evil Village. And I don't know anything about Village yet. I've only watched like bits of streams here and there, but apparently there is continuity between the main character from 7 to 8. So I felt like at least it was a good primer going in. Other than that, I've been playing some Apex. I got 2K damage badges on all my legends except for Caustic, so I just need to knock him out. And that's just this dumb personal goal I set for myself. But other than that, this week's been pretty good. I'm looking.
What are
forward to
games
doing...
other than just dumb personal goals? You know what I mean?
True. This is true.
Yeah.
So this coming week, I'm gonna do Resident Evil DLC for 7, and then maybe some No Man's Sky and some other Apex stuff.
So you'll need to update me on the DLCs because I didn't do all of them on 7. Some of the DLCs, if I remember correctly, are just like mini games. I remember one where it's like the dad, the spooky farm dad.
Yeah.
You just had to like feed him stuff. It was weird. Like there's some weird mini games, but then there was some, if I'm remembering, there was some story DLC where you plays like a different character or something. I can't remember because it's been years since I played it, but you need to let me know if it's worth going back to because I believe I own it all. I just never played it all.
Will do. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely let me know. And yeah, without spoiling, Village is like a direct sequel to 7. Like it just carries more or less same character, moves on. So really definitely worth doing 7 first if you haven't played that before you jump into Village. I think you'll get more value out of it that way. So that's good. Humps, how's your week been?
My week has been eventful, I guess. I went to the beach this weekend. So my weekend, that's why I wasn't here. you might not have noticed, but Sir Humps wasn't present last week's podcast.
Was a lot quieter last week. Yeah.
Well, it was probably pretty lame and boring, honestly, without me. But I did stop in. I always stop in whenever if I'm not going to make it on podcast. We obviously, join up before, a few minutes before, depending, whatever. Hang out. And so I was actually driving home. I had the kids in the car seats. My wife was in the back because
my wife
and my mom, she was sitting in the passenger seat, and we were actually driving home from the beach. And I answered the call, and I was like, "Hey, good luck, everybody." But the beach is pretty fun. I got a couple stories from the beach, but other than the beach this week, did some Apex on Monday. I think I'm almost gold. I think we haven't really too ranked it up this much this week.
Yeah.
As much as I wanted to,
There's still like 80 some days left in the season. So
yeah, I know. I wanted to make a little more of an attempt than I did last season. But I'm making through that, and then Destiny, just playing some Destiny. Honestly, just other than yesterday where me and you played Charles, Condi, like it's really just been like my streams are just like Destiny, me in control, which is fine.
I've
Like, I'm
noticed
just
that.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's on me. I just like Destiny, man. Like, even as frustrating as it gets, and as frustrated as I get with it at times, like, I don't know, man. We've talked about this before. There's no other fucking FPS that feels like Destiny. The gunplay, the movement, it does not. There's nothing that touches it, and that's why people are frustrated. Because if there was a game that had anything like Destiny. Anyway, this isn't a Destiny podcast, but yeah, man, it's just been chilling. My water, I did get to my sod for the first time earlier this week, and it was exciting stuff. Let me tell you,
trimmed your bushes.
I trimmed my
Wait, what was the terminology you used there?
sod?
No, you said like
Mowed? Mowed my sod?
What are you saying? Am
oh
I drunk?
My Lord.
Mowed lawnmower?
Uh-huh.
Mow
Uh-huh.
my, as in something that I'm showing you ownership.
Something that belongs to
Okay,
him.
Right.
yeah.
Ownership, my sod, SOD.
What is a
It's
sod?
the grass. It's grass that's rolled up.
Oh, turf.
Then they lay turf. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah,
Well, yeah.
Odyssey. Well, no, not. Oh yeah, I only say oh yeah because Odyssey actually mentioned that too. They're like, oh, turf. Yeah, you guys call it turf.
Right, okay.
So
I was like,
mowed
I
my
don't.
turf.
For a second there, it was
Well,
like
that
you're
sounds
speaking
way
a different
weirder.
language.
I got to mow my turf the other day. You know what I mean? That's so much weirder. Sod. I had turf laid down, I don't know, a few weeks ago, so I was able to mow it, and it looks fucking fantastic. It's not as green. We're gonna throw some fertilizer on it, but I tell you what, it looks good. It looks good.
But it's
what I do, man.
It's
It's
because
my
in
life.
Scotland they have a lot of turf wars, so it just
That's true.
serves
That's true. Yeah.
I
I've
just
seen,
that sounded like you were
Gangs
speaking
of
a different
Scotland,
language.
I think was the movie.
I was so confused there.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Gangs of Scotland. Anybody? No.
I actually haven't seen it.
Good reason.
Well, that's a good podcast.
Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Condi Fly, how was your week? Condi, tell us. Tell us.
My week's been a bit of a weird one, actually. It's I didn't get any videos uploaded because I've been working like every day, which has been fun. This coming week I have a bit of extra time off. I'm getting my second COVID shot on Wednesday, so that'll be nice. Get that out of the way.
Yeah.
The following week I'm actually off work. I have 8 days off in a row, which is like,
Shut your mouth.
I was looking at it. I haven't had any.
Was it planned holiday or did you take it?
Well, here's the thing. My company now no longer allow us to pick our own holidays. So we just get
Oh, yeah.
given time.
That's interesting.
And you get told, hey, you have this week off. And you don't get to pick. So this is my assigned holiday.
Nice.
But I realized I haven't actually had any time off work since November. So it's been like almost 6 months without any like vacation or holiday time off. And I'm feeling it. Let me tell you. So I am absolutely desperate to get these 8 days off. I'm so looking forward to it. My wife managed to get a little time off work as well, so we can catch up on some stuff around the house and things. So that'll be really nice. But I'm going to do just so much streaming and editing and just get myself ahead of the game for a bit while I've got some time off.
What you gonna stream?
Well, that's it. So I'm a bit all over the place. This past week I didn't do any Apex.
I know.
Just because I just had, well, so I tried to go live and do the new Destiny stuff on Thursday, and my stream PC just completely froze up. I think it was the Windows update, but while I was live, I realized, oh hey, I can't change scenes or anything. My Stream Deck is completely frozen. So I was like, that's fine, I'll just do it manually. Go over to OBS. Nothing on OBS is reacting either, but I'm still live. I can't open or close any programs on the streaming PC. So I was like, well, okay, guys, I'm going to try restart the stream PC. I hit stop streaming. That doesn't work either. So I'm like, okay, I'm trapped. Great. So I had to like hard reset it, and it took a while. And eventually I was like, I'm just calling it for today. But it worked today. So touch wood, everything's fine. But that was fun. Technical difficulties. It's been a while since I've had to just give up on a stream because of technical difficulties. So that's always fun. Feels good. Then I did some Destiny with you yesterday.
You did. Wasn't that fun?
It was very up and down. I don't know. I still have this
Oh, you're
Just
talking about the game or like the time?
no,
spent
I'm
with
talking
me,
about
Bobby?
Destiny. Of course, spending time with you is always
I
a
don't give a shit
delight,
about the game. I'm
Humps.
talking about the quality time we had yesterday,
Well,
brother.
that's
like
the up
that
part
was
of
my
it.
focus for yesterday. Like when I pushed that start stream button, it was like, fuck yeah, I get to hang out with my boo boo Condi Fly.
That's it.
That's
That
what
was
I
the
was.
up.
That's all I was That's all I was worried about. So ups and downs. Tell me more. What's going on?
Well, that was the ups
What
and
can I do
downs of
better?
it.
What can I do better as a
You-
friend to make it better for you?
Nothing. You were sublime.
I know,
The
I'm pretty of that aspect.
I still
I know,
just have
Sublime.
I have my issues with the game. I have no like my big thing is that I want to play PvP and be competitive in PvP. And I like the PvP, but I feel like I'm at a disadvantage because I don't have maybe the meta weapons and my light level's too low. And the only way to really get there is to do all the other crap in the game, which I have no desire whatsoever to do. Like, and here's the other thing as well, which I think I've been slightly ruined by battle royales, that like even when we just jump in and play control, like there's a part in my brain now that's like, this doesn't matter. If I kill somebody in control, they're just gonna respawn 2 seconds later, and it's like, it feels less valuable. If I get it down and then kill someone in Apex, there's an impact there because that person is, either has to go back to the lobby and start another game, or their team have to go through all this effort to get them back. I like elimination for that reason, like Destiny trials and things, because your kills actually mean something. But like just sitting playing like normal Crucible,
So you're
I don't
saying
know,
my
it doesn't have
kills
the
mean
same...
nothing when I drop 40 bombs?
Well,
That's
no,
what you're
that's
saying?
great. If you're trying to just go for that and get as many kills as you can, then great. But I don't know. There's
What's the
just...
point of 6v6 then? I mean, control or cap zones. Fucking losers. Whoever. Imagine capping zones.
I don't know. You capped more than
Jesus.
me yesterday. I'm just saying.
Ah, shut up. That was an accident. I spawned. I spawned into the zone. Into the zone.
It's almost like the game
couldn't
wants
do
you to
anything about it.
capture zones, Humps. It's almost like
Fucking stupid.
that's the
What's wrong with
objective.
them? No, that is the objective for people to funnel my cows so I can shoot them.
Either way.
I get it though.
Vegan
Condi. I mean, like,
cows, calm down, Grog. They're vegan cows.
in a sense, I get it because it's like you want to feel like you're having a direct impact on the flow of the game, and a mode like Control, you have almost like two types of players: people that play the OBJ, and then other people who just slay out. And often the argument, and I'm not saying it's wrong, often one of the arguments is some people just never capture the objective, but they slay out. And the argument is always, well, because I'm suppressing the other team, because I'm kind of keeping them on the back foot, like it allows other people to, I'm not talking about you, Humps, allows
Please.
other people to get in there and control the cap points without any real hassle.
That's right. That's what I'm doing. That's what
who
I'm
play
doing.
the
I'm helping my
objective.
team by letting the people who want to play the objective play the objective unobstructed by opponents because I am out there deleting them. You know what I mean?
But
Like
but I
that's
get it because if you're doing the objective, it just kind of feels like, great, we got it, and it's just going to overturn the moment I step away. Like there is kind of a weirdness to the sense of like you get these periodic victories that are like brief, and then I don't know, they just don't necessarily seem to be lasting sometimes.
See, to me as
yeah.
well,
But if I
it's
win, like if I win, like I never care about winning on like when I'm
that's the
playing 6v6.
problem. That's part of the problem for me.
Because,
Winning
like,
means
even
nothing.
If I win in Apex, like I win and like we encounter two teams, but we happen to win. Like that means something to you? That's what you're saying?
So a win in Apex means more to me than winning a random control match in Destiny. The reason for it is like if I'm playing ranked in Apex, a win is obviously a lot of points. But more than that, it's like, you've got that, in Apex, it's like you go in and there's what? Teams of 3, there's 20 teams. So you are the winning team. 20 teams lose or 19 teams lose and you win. In Destiny, it's like 50-50, If you win, half the lobby also wins. Like, to me, it just, there's something in my brain now that's like just not as interested in like arena
even if I
shooters.
lose, I win. You know what I mean? If I'm first place on the losing team, that's a fucking win. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If I'm on the losing team, but I have twice the winning team score, get out of here.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think just
No, I get what you're saying. I
I've
get
kind of evolved maybe the wrong word. I feel like I've just changed my attitude towards first-person shooters now, where like I'm just less interested in the arena style mode. Even when I was playing Call of Duty, I didn't really care for just the normal multiplayer COD. it just doesn't do it for me anymore. Whereas right now, a game like Apex has its hooks in me. I don't know. It's very strange
Now, if
because I used to
Apex
live
didn't
for
have
that.
the ranked mode, would it still have your hooks? Have the hooks in you?
I think it would, but maybe less so. Because I mean,
Yeah.
Warzone had me
It
hooked
does.
for a
It
long
does for
time.
me. I like playing regular unranked Apex.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the same.
It's
Do your wins seem less valued in non-ranked?
No, no, they're just as valuable.
yeah.
I've had some of my better games, like some of my. I mean, I've had like good wins in ranked, but like I've had some of my most memorable wins in just unranked. And sometimes in more improbable situations too. Like ranked, it plays differently. But I get what Kandi's saying. Like it's like a different sense of accomplishment, I think, because it's just depending on what the goal is. Like some people want to see their individual stats climb. So if you're just playing an arena style shooter, you can see like, oh, my headshot percentages are going up. Or I could see that my, overall assists are going down, but my kills are going up, that kind of thing. And I get that, but I don't know. I guess it's a personal goal sort of thing. Like you just, like I think Kandi, you seem like you always want sort of the team victory rather than the personal victory. Although you do want the personal victory because you're always shooting for those highlights.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think I've just kind of
Well,
fallen
I mean,
out of
Grok
love
said it.
with
It's
the
the goal
Destiny
you
style.
set. I mean, like it's just, I mean, it just comes down to just general like what games you like doing. You know what I mean? Like you enjoy. Whether you set goals for yourself in games or not. You just enjoy whatever Apex brings you. The wins are fun. I enjoy playing 6v6 in Destiny, and if I judge it by, I don't even judge it by like the number. Like it's purely like I play Destiny purely because it's a game I'm good at. I mean, I'm not that's it's a game I'm good at, and I like playing because I'm good at it. Like I'm not trying to like, oh, I'm the best. I mean, I know I say that all the time because that's just who I am. But like, I do think I am above average, and I enjoy being well at the game, and I don't want to learn another game.
Yeah, no, I
guess,
totally
I don't
get
know.
that. For Destiny 1, back when that came out, that's like, that was all I did. I just played Crucible over and over and over again. It just kind of, I don't know, the whole Destiny thing, it's constantly a sort of weight on my mind that like, I want to love Destiny so much. Yesterday was the first time I booted up the game in 2 months. And it's like, I don't think in the last 5 years I've ever gone 2 months without playing Destiny. Like and it is weighing on me. It feels like a toxic relationship that I just can't get out of. But like, I know I need to just separate myself from it. But like, I keep coming back to it. But then every time I'm back, like, I have fun. But then I'm like yesterday, at one point I was just like bitching and moaning about like, oh man, like I want to play this game again. I want to compete, but like, there's nothing to do. And then people are like, well, you need to go and get this gun and that gun and this gun and get your light level. And I'm like, yes, but that means running strikes and gambit, and it's the same shit I've been doing for years. I don't want to do the same strikes over and over again. I don't want to go and do gambit for 6 hours again to grind for a gun. Like, I don't know, man. I'm in a
You're
weird
just out of
spot
the
with that.
grind. You're no longer part of the grind. You don't want to grind.
Well, that's
for
the
shit
thing
no
as
more.
well, and it almost feels worse when I jump back into it. Like yesterday, I jumped into it, and it almost feels worse because I'm like, if I really did sit down and go, okay, I'm going to be a Destiny main again, and I'm going to play 5 days a week, then, you know what? I think I could convince myself that, like, I can get up to speed, I can get caught up, get all the guns I'm missing, get my light level up, and probably have a better time and compete. But then it's kind of counterintuitive because if I play once every 2 weeks, I'm like dipping my feet in, but I'm never going to be caught up. I'm always going to be behind everyone else that plays 24/7, So it's like this just horrible thing of like, I don't want to be half in. I either need to be all in or out completely. So it's still like one of those things that's just weighing me down constantly.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Did you see the recent tweets from Wish?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Because he apparently has a inside inside connection that leaks him out. He said he's the same guy that leaked him out all the Beyond Light stuff that was like 98% accurate or some shit. He says he's got good hopes for the coming years for Destiny anti-cheat this year. Content wise, he didn't release anything. He says out of respect for Bungie, but he says the next couple years of Destiny is probably going to bring everybody back. That's what he said.
I hope so. And I think I'm
I think
at
the
a point
anti-cheat's going
where
to be a big step. Anti-cheat's going to be a big
well,
step.
dude, I mean, we played yesterday, and there was a couple people that
Yeah.
were very suspect. I mean, there's a guy whose name was literally Lamau, still not banned, who was just
Yeah.
getting like headshots consistently the entire game and just shitting all over me. Like, I don't know. It just, I almost feel like I'm better to just take the grog approach and just be like, well, you know what? I'm just out. And when they bring out the next big expansion, I'll jump back in, and hopefully at that point, I can be on a level playing field with everyone, and I can go, hard back onto Destiny and keep up with it again. Because I think if I had been playing this entire time and keeping up and being up to sort of relevant levels in the game, I'd probably be having much more fun.
I mean, honestly, for fun wise, I think it's just consistency because, like, you have guns that you can easily compete against. It's just a consistent thing. Like, I've gotten better, but that's just because, like, I play when I stream. And so I play, 30 to 50 hours a week playing Crucible. That's what
Yeah.
I do. 30 to 50 hours a week, I play Crucible. So whether I have guns or not, you're gonna get, more consistent. You're gonna get better just by, I mean, that's a lot of fucking time to play on video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I'll
Doing
say,
anything.
what I'll say, I think the appeal has been for some games like, say, Apex, and probably even to some extent, Valorant, is that Bungie's biggest issue for me, and I think for a lot of people, has been new content comes out, but you can't play that content until you've reached the prerequisite to play it. So
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to get to the requisite late level. You have to do X number of missions. And often a lot of those things require you to just regrind content that you've been doing for 4 years. So that in of itself is like not inspiring to a player who's like, I've been doing this for year after year after year. Like, I don't want to do the same strikes. I don't want to repeat the same stuff just so that I can then have the new content unlocked to me. With Call of Duty and Warzone, it's sort of a similar issue. I think people will, hear and see videos about like top tier guns or top tier playstyles, and often they'll revolve around a certain piece of tech or equipment. And it's like, to get that tech or equipment, you have to sink like 20 plus hours into the game to not only unlock the gun, but maybe also get like some of the mid-range attachments to even make it viable. And then even then, you don't know if it's going to suit your playstyle. I think one of the appeal for things like Valorant or Apex is that there's no gatekeeping behind the weaponry. Like, when
Yeah.
you get, like, if they brought out a new bow for season 8 for Apex Legacy, and it's immediately in the game, and you launch into your first match. If you find one on the ground, it's there for you to play with. The so what's left for you to unlock is really just those personal goals, is to really kind of close your own personal skill gap and raise your skill ceiling through gameplay. So you kind of like can, it's like you can still get the same sense of satisfaction and that same end goal as Humps gets from playing Destiny, but it's without the gatekeeping of, like, sort of screening you off from materials or tools that would allow you to continue to like practice on yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's a better or worse solution. I just think that's the key difference for some people, because you just launch into a game and it's like, for Valorant, yeah, it's like a buy system, so you're not going to be able to use all the top tier shit right off the bat, but everything is there for people to use if they wish to purchase it, and you're not, there's just no gatekeeping. And I think that is, it's a difficult thing to juggle, because I think some games and genres pride themselves on the grind. MMOs are about the grind. You want the S tier weaponry, you are going to sink, maybe somewhere between 10 and 100 hours to get that thing.
Yeah.
Whether that thing is worth it or not, you won't know until you have it, or depending on the videos that you watch from other people that have gotten it, and like, you get a sense from gameplay footage, like this seems like something I could use. But there's always this huge time investment. And I think there is a small shift within portions of the gaming community where people value their free time, their personal time, their off game time more. And so now they're no less dedicated as gamers. They still really want to have a fun game experience. And it's not like they want to shirk the grind. But I think as gamers, as the age of the, uh, the relative age of people who are hardcore gamers gets older, and no longer is just relegated to teens and early 20s, like, but you've got people who are, they've got families and they've got, maybe multiple jobs and they've got different senses of obligations. And for a long time you had, an aging population where adults over the age of 40 were playing games, but a lot of them were mobile stuff. But now I feel like as millennials are getting older and people who, were born in the 80s, like who have been gamers all their lives, continue to get older, people are valuing their time more and they're looking more critically at, like, is it worth it to me to, like, sink time into a game that requires a 40-hour session just to be able to have 2 hours of good game time, versus a game that I can just jump right into and everything is available to me.
Exactly. And I think that's exactly how I'm feeling, which is that, like, I enjoyed Destiny a lot more when it was the only game I played and it was the only game I streamed, and I just did that 5-6 days a week. And since making the shift from purely a Destiny streamer to a variety streamer that does just whatever I feel like on any given day, I enjoy it less, but it's because I'm committing less time to it. And I feel like, there's better uses of my time now than sitting and grinding out, particularly from a content creator point of view. Like, if I jump onto a new season a week late and then run through story stuff that everybody's already seen, any like Destiny viewers have seen all the other Destiny creators run through this stuff and, grind a strike 50 times to get a specific drop. Like, it's just not interesting content to watch. And I generally don't want to sit and play it off stream by myself, because I barely get time to sit and play games off stream anyway. And like right now my big addiction is Valheim still. Oh my god. So I briefly streamed some Valheim as well, which I want to talk about because that game is phenomenal. That game is phenomenal. If you're a
walk around and you build shit.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
It is. Oh my god.
You might as well be playing Bejeweled.
No, because there's a certain artistic license and creativity
I know.
that you get. I think that's the thing that keeps people coming back. That's why I've really been enjoying.
That's why people like Minecraft. That's people like this.
No Man's Sky. Yes. You know what's so impressive about Valheim?
Just kind of do you
exactly. See, what's so impressive about Valheim particularly is that it is this most simplistic yet really deep, detailed game. I mean, the entire game to download was like 500 megabytes to download the game. Every single time I've had an update, I've barely noticed because it just downloads. It's so small. But the world is massive. It's all procedurally generated, and there's so much depth to it. I'm still learning things after 200 hours. Like, I can't stop. And it's like one of those games where when I play it, I'll be like, oh, it's like 8 p.m. I can maybe play for an hour. And then it's like, oh shit, it's midnight. I need to go to bed. Like, it's unbelievable. I can't stop playing it. So that's been my big thing. And to the point where I'm almost like, I kind of want to make like videos about Valheim, like guide videos almost, because I've been watching tons of them and it's so useful. And I've most of the stuff I've kind of worked out by myself, but there's just like there's a feeling of achievement. Like, I built this massive house, huge house, but the game has physics, so you can't just build whatever you want. Stuff will collapse if you don't build it correctly with support beams and all this. So my house was so big that I could not put a roof on it because all the roof tiles just kept collapsing because there was too much pressure on the house. So in order to get the house even halfway livable, I had to build the roof tiles up and then just have the entire top floor just full of support beams to hold everything up. So you couldn't really walk through it. and it really bothered my like just on like a little like bit in my brain where I was like, this is really frustrating me. So I redid all the walls with stone, and now I don't have to have any support beams. The house looks amazing. I put carpets down. I'm obsessed. It's all I think about. I go to sleep at night thinking about what I'm gonna add to my house. I'm so hooked on this game. But somebody did bring up in my chat that like, you know, there's been a bit of a resurgence with like No Man's Sky. Valheim obviously was super popular when it came out. We all know Minecraft is incredibly popular, and I think somebody, it might have been Ginger if I'm not wrong, but somebody suggested that, you know, maybe this is a sort of side effect of us all being stuck inside for the last year with pandemic stuff, that we're all just craving to go out and about and explore and build shit. But yeah, that game for me is like, if I'm off stream and I have a couple hours to game, I'm most likely playing Valheim just by myself.
There was a comment in chat that I thought was salient. Aiden mentions, you know, that since becoming a dad, juggling multiple responsibilities, he needs to ensure that anything done in the realm of gaming is quote unquote productive. And I think that's important. I mean, especially for anyone, you know, anyone with a sense of like duty and obligation, uh be it work, be it family, be it, you know, other hobbies or activities or
Grass.
other or yard work.
Sod. Oh,
Turf.
my sod.
Sawed off. Oh, that's why you guys. I
Sod.
get it.
So
Yeah,
sod.
sawed off. Okay, I got it. Yeah. I was like, what's the problem with sod?
But whatever it may be, I think there's more people who are gamers that have, you know, it's not just the endless days of summer, you know, where you can just kind of like, you know, I'm 13 and I
Oh
can
my
just play
God.
Final Fantasy until, you know, the
Ugh.
wee hours of the morning.
Halo
Like,
2.
Wish.
it's one of those things where people now have to really consider their game time needs to be productive time, because if it's not going towards something that will profit them in the future, it's easy to look at a handful of games and say, okay, well, which of these am I going to sink, you know, 2 or 3 hours into, and which one of them am I going to come away with having made the most progress. And in some way you want to feel like your time was worth it. And I
100%.
think, like, if you play a game, say, like, you know, a very simple arcade game like Bejeweled or Tetris or whatever, it's almost like irrelevant because every level is like the next level. It's just a little different. You know, like, you can kind of, those are things you can dip in and out of, and they're not that, you don't really feel like you're being productive so much as they are just a fun distraction. But then when you have these big AAA titles where there are activities to be done, there are daily quests, there are weekly quests, there is, you know, like, missions that are only going to be available during a certain window. Maybe they're only available, or like something like Trials that's only available Friday through Monday. Like, those things really put a lot of pressure on the individual to think about how are they going to earmark their time, and how are they going to spend that time in a way that they leave it feeling productive. um and so I think that it creates a set of like weighty choices that I don't think was always there before. It's like, if I just want to sit down and play some Castlevania, I'll just sit down and play some Castlevania, you know,
For
like,
sure.
and I if I get to a save point, great. If I don't, whatever. But now there is this real sense of FOMO. And I also think too, as gaming has continued to like evolve and get bigger and bigger, and people are looking into becoming content creators themselves, there's this sense of competition where, you know, if you don't get a video put out reviewing a new um, item that was added to the game right after an expansion, like, you're late to the party. There's What's the point of making the video unless you're the person to be putting it out within the
Yeah.
first like 8 hours? And then for some of these things, they are time gated. It's not like a game where new content comes out and it's immediately available for everyone. Often these live service games, the stuff comes out and then there is a little mini quest or a trail of breadcrumbs you have to follow to get it. So then people, like, it comes out, then maybe there's server issues. People are raging because they can't even get into the game. They're trying to play the game, and then they're grinding for the thing just so that they can feel like they're caught up. Because if they wait a week, you know, it can feel like you've been left out. It can feel like you're left behind, and then you're like, well, all my friends are already, raid ready ahead of me, and I can't participate in this new activity because I just don't have the stuff that I need.
Yeah.
Why bother? And then you maybe fall back on a game that is like nice and carefree and that you can play at your own pace. You fall back to a Minecraft, you fall back to Valheim or No Man's Sky because you set the pace of your own exploration, rather than the game dictating that for you.
Absolutely. Well, apart from those games, the only other thing I've been doing is Resident Evil Village, which I won't spoil. I'm not. I think I'm close to finishing. I'm a couple hours away. The only thing I will say is that game's been excellent as well. I do look forward to watching you play as well, Grog. I know you've seen the puzzle that I did, so I can't get the pleasure of watching you struggle through that. You cheated off me, and you already know the answer, but I look forward to watching you play through because it's been great, and the puzzles are really, really fun. The game looks beautiful. I'm running it with like ray tracing, 144 FPS. Like, it's a dream. The only thing that stresses me out about it is the FOV is very narrow, very, very narrow, and I think that's
Apparently
done.
There's a mod.
I was actually gonna say that when I was watching it this morning. I was like, oh man, the FOV seems really
So
small.
there is a mod for it. I haven't put the mod on because I feel like the FOV's done. It's done deliberately to make you feel more sort of claustrophobic, and I don't want to kind of. I like to try and a game like that. I like to try and play it the way it's intended to be played by the devs the first time I go through it. But I get lost all the time. Because the FOV is so narrow, I lose my sense of direction constantly. I'm always getting bullied for pulling the map up like several times a minute because I
don't know where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm so confused with the narrow FOV. But yeah, great game. Really, really looking forward to it. I did, dude. The stresses of doing these things live, though, I got the ending spoiled for me today by a follower with the name, and I didn't read it. I know it probably popped up on screen, and I know some people probably saw it, but like, man, that sucks. That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Why do people have to do that? It's happened to me so many times where, like, I did once read out. I think I was playing Death Stranding, and somebody followed with the name of X character dies, and I was like, oh hey, thanks, and then read the name and was like,
Yeah, fuck you.
That's so annoying. So that happened. So I know the ending, but it's not ruining my enjoyment of it anyway. I'm going through it. The other thing I've done this week, I'm desperate for content, right? I'm always trying to think of content that I can do that will make good videos. My wife said to me,
My wife.
she said to me, here's an idea. Why don't you let chat pick a tattoo for you, and you don't get to see it until it's tattooed on your body, and we can have a stream where the chat decides the tattoo, and then we can like vlog the tattoo process.
Does Dale hate you?
I probably.
No, this is the epitome of love right here.
But as soon as she said it, I saw the YouTube thumbnail. I saw the title. I was like, this is perfect. This is a great idea. So we are going to we're going to do that.
Well, go on.
Well,
see, the reason why I know why she's excited. This is why she planned it the entire time, because she knows what I suggested to chat. And I believe that Connie's tattoo should be of my face on his upper thigh, at least. As close to cheek as possible. I'd prefer it. Like maybe a couple of strands of beard hair were just kind of like flowing into like his crack. That'd be fantastic. So that's my submission. I would highly recommend everyone to vote, because like how awesome would that be? Every time Condi like takes a shower and like looks at himself in the mirror, he just sees my face looking back at him.
So would he get it done upside down? Like, so it's just him.
Oh yeah, I'm the Iogo face or whatever you say it.
the lewd Sir Humps lewd emote. Yeah. I need to work out the logistics of it.
This is gonna be a $900 tattoo. I'll send money.
Well, I need to work out the logistics of it. I want a way where effectively people will submit ideas, and then between the mods they will kind of narrow it down to the best ones that they think are going to be good, and then we'll have some way where chat can vote on them, and maybe I'll just leave the room and let chat vote, and then Dale will know which one, and then we'll go and get it done. I think it's dangerous too, but
there's a lot of opportunity. Like, we know your personality when it comes to like cheating, and you do it a lot. So I feel like you're giving yourself a lot of opportunity to fail at not cheating. And I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Cross my heart. I will not cheat on this. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I
just
I don't know about
surprised
that.
you're putting that much
You know.
trust in your mods.
well,
Like
but here's the
Like,
thing
we
as
know-
well. Is
we
that
know your
I'm
mods.
not.
your mods undermine you on a regular basis.
That's like
so-
their sole purpose in life.
the oh god, yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of. I have a few tattoos and I have dumb tattoos and stuff that I'm not too worried about. So like, it's not. I know for some people like tattoos are really important and like they have meaning.
Oh yeah, me, I'm just like, what if it looks cool?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I'd like it to be cool, but I'm hoping that I'm not going to get absolutely screwed on this, and it'll be something that's kind of a nice memory.
It's just a stick figure.
But
It's
we'll
a
see.
death's head moth.
God. People were suggesting, you can get QR codes you can scan that play Spotify songs. You can see where this is going. People were suggesting
Oasis,
like
fantastic.
Wonderwall as a QR code that I could scan on my phone and it would play on Spotify.
He would have Wonderwall forever on his body.
But yeah, but when
Encoded.
Spotify stops existing in 10 years.
Yeah,
then,
but they
like,
have
he'll
those.
just
They
a
have those
QR
sound
code.
wave. They have those sound wave tattoos too. You can get the sound wave,
Yeah.
and like you scan it, and it just plays the sound wave. Should do that. Of me going, hi.
I'd get that. Fuck it. That's a great
Fuck
idea.
yeah. Check this out. Scan it.
I think that's a great idea. But so that's a fun thing. Fun, quote unquote.
For everyone.
But
It will be.
this is the length I'm willing to go to to try and get a YouTube video.
You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing for you guys?
I don't know. I thought this would be a fun way to just to have a bit of fun. People were suggesting I combine it with a hot tub stream, so I'm getting tattooed in the hot tub.
That's not sanitary.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, I don't know if I feel okay with
But
that.
that is content. That is content. Sometimes you have to sacrifice sanitation for
Well,
content.
your first video would be you in the hot tub getting the tattoo, and your second video would be documenting the staph infection.
Yeah.
That would inevitably follow.
Update. It's turned into MRSA, folks, but we're doing good. We got high hopes.
But yeah,
Tattoo looks great. Tattoo looks great.
we just hit 400 subs on the YouTube, which I'm very excited about.
Hey. Congratulations, man.
Told my parents, they were like, 400? We're not proud of you. So I
You
guess
famous
that's
yet?
yeah. I guess that's pretty. We got to keep going on that. But
Yeah.
man, I'm feeling good about it.
You haven't made them proud yet, so you're still working on it.
Yeah,
What's
They're
the
still-
number?
they're
What's
still
the
extremely disappointed in me overall. But
Yeah.
we're getting there. We're getting there one day.
I feel that. I feel that. At least you have two parents to be disappointed at you.
True. Double the disappointment. It's always fun. Yeah. I mean, what other?
I
what
want to
else has
talk
been
about
going
the
on?
Carl and the Karen I experienced
Yes.
this past weekend. So like I mentioned earlier, we went to the beach this past weekend, and nice beach. Obviously, beach property is public. The actual sand is public, but the area we were at is basically all private. So like it was us, my wife,
My wife.
My wife.
my kids, and my mother, and then we also had our friends and their two kids. They come up there, so we had a nice little beach house. Backyard was the beach. It was pretty nice. And so one day we go out to the beach. We've got our umbrellas up. We got everything up. We got cornhole. We're playing some music. There's some people on the beach, but they're really far away. And these houses are basically just like Airbnb houses. So, we didn't think anything of it. So we're just playing some music, not loud. 90s mix, by the way. It was a 90s mix. No one dislikes 90s music.
But,
a lot of Sarah McLaughlin.
A bit of Backstreet
And
Boys.
the fact is, like, we're in South Carolina. Darius Rucker came up a lot. You know what I mean? So I was like, it was, Hootie, but still, Darius popped up, and they love Darius down here. Don't you ever talk about fucking bad about Darius down here. I tell you what. Anywho, so we're playing some music, not too loud. It's, it's open beach, windy, whatever. And the battery dies on the thing. So we're like, well, the patios are right fucking there. Just plug it in, turn it up a little bit, and we'll probably be fine. So that's what we do. We turn it up. Seems good. People on the beach. I don't think anybody had a problem. And then a little bit later, the main one of the somebody represents this area that we were staying at. They come to the beach and they're like, "Yeah, we had a complaint, sound complaint. Um, music's too loud. The sheriff's department was contacted. So we would like them to not come down here."
The sheriff's
Yeah, the sheriff's department. I was like, in my head, I was like, yeah, okay, send them. Go ahead. Yeah, on this public beach. But I guess technically, because the music was now not on the beach, it was on the property. The complaint was valid, I guess. And so
because
she's
of an
like,
electrical wire.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So it was
'Cause
just like,
sound doesn't carry over open space the way
right.
you'd think it would. Like it sounds different when it starts plugged into a house versus being played on a beach. Got it.
yeah. And so she's like, yeah, so turn it down basically. And we're like, all right, my bad, no big deal. And then we're just gonna move on with our day. You know what I mean? That's fine. Charge it up, bring it back down, listen to music. We'll use our phones for now. And then, like, as she's walking away, this man is walking past her, no shirt. He has a particular red hat on. If you catch my drift. Again, let me rephrase where I live. And,
Santa hat. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. As they're passing. Yeah, Biden 2020. That's what it said. And as he's passing her, she goes, I talked to them. They're turning the music down. So it was this fuck. So we were here. We're on our little beach right in front of, basically right behind the house we're staying at. And a ways away this way is where him and his group are hanging out. And they're like beach fishing. And so he had to walk past us because I guess he didn't have his phone, make the complaint. And as he's walking back down, she lets him know, hey, I let him know. Why don't you just fucking tell us? You know what I mean? Like, that's what really irked me, man. Just come up to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you're wearing a red hat. You can wear a red hat. We'll talk. I understand I have purple hair and that scares you. I get it. But I'll listen to you. I'll listen. You come up here like, hey, it's a little loud. We're trying to fish over here. It's just a little bit loud. Not a problem, brother. We
honestly,
got you.
After the fifth, like, hey, he probably just wasn't sure what he was going to be encountering when he walked up.
Yeah,
that's true. There was a lot of yeahs going on. So, but yeah, so that just really pissed me off, and I was already like a little drunk too. So we were just like, I don't know. We sent the kids down there, like right next to them, to just play and throw balls, like for probably 30 minutes. We're like, all you kids go over there and play. So that's what they did.
Go play near the fishing lines.
Yeah, go play near the fishing lines. Careful when they're reeling that in, though. Get a little dicey. And then the other time, I guess she's not technically a Karen. This is just the attitude of like real South Carolina. So we're decided, we're like, all right, it's Mother's Day. We'll go the day before to go to this restaurant. Most of us were either fully vaxxed or half vaxxed, or either way, we're wearing masks still. And which we're the only ones there. Packed ass restaurant. Like I thought, like, oh, might be busy for still separating. No. Packed ass. Staff not wearing masks. Like that's at least like usually, even though the South is kind of, at least where I live, it's hit or miss where you go. The staff is usually required to.
Yeah.
There, no. Everyone's like just whatever. So we go to we're waiting for our table to open up. So me and my buddy, we go inside to order a couple drinks for everybody while we wait outside. And we're at the bar with our masks on. No one's there, obviously, and everyone's there, but no one's wearing a mask. And so we're ordering drinks, and my buddy was like, "Yeah, do you have this type of tequila or vodka or some shit like that?" And she's like, "What?" She's like, "I can't hear you." She's like, "Take off your mask." And the lady next to me goes, "Yeah." Are you fucking kidding me? You know what he did? He spoke louder, like any normal fucking person did. That's all he did. He just said, I spoke louder. That's it. Take off your mask. I can't hear you. Yeah. I thought that was so fucking funny. I don't know. I just thought that was funny. You know what I mean? Like stupid funny. You know what I mean? Like stupid funny.
It is
like
ridiculous.
Funny, but like at the same time, you're stupid.
I saw,
but not like any. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I saw there was like a conspiracy theory going around that people that have been vaccinated are spreading something. So people want the people who are vaccinated to wear masks to not spread whatever they've got. And it's like they're so close to understanding the like what's actually wrong. They're so close.
Why the mask is doing the thing. Yeah.
They're almost
right
there. Like, not quite. Like
Right
it's
there.
just oh my god, man.
Dude, it's so funny. Like this is another sort. I was at a funeral, and we're sitting at the funeral, and masks. Everyone mask required. Everyone has to wear a mask. And this two older couple comes in. The older lady, she's wearing her mask, and the dude's not. And they sit down, and I can just hear her. I kind of whisper to him, like, and he's looking at. He's like looking around, and he's like, everyone's got a big deal. And she's like, I can just see him like ruffle around, put it on. He's like, fine, just make you happy. I just thought that was the dude was probably like 68, 70 or something. He's make you happy. Yes.
It's
like, this is so you don't die, George.
It's for you, George. It's for you.
certainly anywhere I am, because like throughout the whole pandemic I've still been working, so I've still been like out and about, and most people are pretty good now. Like anytime I'm in shops in Scotland, there's a handful of people that don't wear masks and stuff, like, you know, but for the most part, and certainly where I've been, which is not much, it's really just where I live and where I work and in the car the whole rest of the way, but most people seem to be pretty good with wearing masks. I'm very lucky, I would think, to not have had really much of a confrontation about it, but it's the only thing I would say is that like we're still like, for obviously delivering mail and parcels and stuff, I generally will put a parcel on the doorstep, knock, and then stand way back.
Yeah.
So I'm not coming into contact with people. But the amount of people that see me come in and open the door and just come out towards me, and I'm like, like I feel stupid being like, stay back. Like,
yeah.
what? You know, it's, oh man, people are just oblivious sometimes. But certainly I could have it a lot worse from where I am. But I know that it's a continuous thing. Yeah, man, I'll be glad when I'm max vax.
Max Vax. Now, I brought up, I was concerned with your vaccination schedule because I thought that Moderna had like a 6 to 8 week.
If you're talking,
I guess it like.
Oh, sorry, my headset cut out. I couldn't hear a thing you said there.
Oh, my bad. I thought Moderna had like a 6 to 8 week in between first and second shots, because like you're at like
Coming
2
up,
months, aren't you? 2-3 months.
I got my first one
Because you got your first one before I
in
did.
March. So I am approximately, almost 2 months. Almost 2 months. Which is not bad, because they told me it would be 12 weeks. And it's actually closer to 8 weeks for me getting this. So it's actually not too bad.
That's not too bad.
Yeah,
That's
but
probably good.
I mean, Dale's still not had even a letter by the first one. I mean, they're going by age, right? So older people.
Oh, so
first
yours is just straight up like issued out, like no one gets it until you get a letter or something.
So I'm not sure how that works. I probably should know more about this, but I mean, for me, I just got a letter saying here's your date and your appointment, go. And I stood in a line, and they went next, and then they stabbed, and then the next, and they just basically did that. And like a gun, they were reloading, and just, you know, it was like a
Reminds me
little
of
production line. You know, just got people going, come on, move forward, and I was just in a queue. But
that's boot camp, brother. That's the first 3 days of boot camp. That's all you do.
but
You're just like, fuck me.
I just got told to wait for the second letter. I'm not sure what is happening. Like, I get it because of medical reasons, because I'm falling apart, and they're like, you're a high risk of just passing out.
Falling apart.
I mean, yeah, honestly, they're like, hey, we're surprised you're still kicking.
Old people.
Yeah, so they're like, you know, well, but like,
He's like, yeah, they told me my hip's about to be replaced, so I need to be on the vax list. You know, it's just,
you know,
my back's going, my knee creaks when it rains.
When Dale and I bought this house, we had to get life insurance, and we did Dale's application first, and they were like, yep, no problem, you're covered. And then when they did mine, they went, we'll call you, you know. And I was like, that's great sign, isn't it? Like, we're not so sure we want to insure your life. We're
gonna need additional
yeah,
questions.
we're not
for
feeling
you,
great
Mr.
about this.
Condyfly.
So yeah, I think it's that's why they're like, get this guy a shot fairly quickly. You know, Dale's lucky she's still getting to work from home and everything, so you know, she's been good.
Oh yeah, that's
with
super
all that
nice.
stuff. So yeah, but I mean, her job is like a work from home thing anyway, so she doesn't really have to stress about it. So it's kind of worked out not too bad. But, you know, is what it is. Hopefully we can start getting back to somewhat normal. I mean, I think as of tomorrow, we're actually allowed to have people in our houses again.
Oh, that's good.
Which is
That's
kind of
awesome.
nice. Gothic says in chat, our government's changed our 12-week gap to 8 weeks now. Apparently because of a new strain coming from India. So that makes sense because that's why it means it's about 8 weeks. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, I'll be able to actually go and sit in my parents' house as of tomorrow again.
You're planning on streaming the day after you get your shot?
Well, so I'm planning on streaming. It works out where my days off work. I'm off on the day of the shot and I'm off the following day as well. So I have a full day where I want to be productive and doing things. So I am planning to stream, but we'll see. Dude, after my first shot, I went to work the next day.
Oh yeah, the first shot was nothing. First shot, my arm was just, sore. The second shot, I mean, I felt it. Everyone in my mom, Caitlin, they all felt it. It hit my wife.
The second shot for me was harsh. Like the first one was basically sore arm the following day, like I got in the flu shot, and it was fine. I got it on Saturday, not this past Saturday, but I got it on a Saturday, and then I went to bed that evening. Arm was a little sore. Woke up Sunday morning, arm was very sore, and then over the course of Sunday, I had like a light fever and like all over body ache, and felt like my bones were disintegrating. And then by Monday, I felt bad, but not awful. Yeah, I felt bad, which is kind of my
felt like my bones were just disintegrating, which is, par for the course.
And then by Tuesday, I was kind of back to it. But my sister-in-law, she was like kind of fucked up for a few days. It was nauseous, and I mean, it seems like, ironically, it's that feeling that you feel, that kind of like all over body fatigue. That's your immune system kind of like kicking into high gear. And
oh yeah, it's a good sign.
It's a good sign. But apparently, people who are symptomatic after their second dose and are more severely symptomatic tend to be people with better immune systems. So people who are older actually have had less side effects than people who are younger, less flu-like symptoms. So depending on how frail and shitty your body is, Condi, you might not feel anything.
Okay, not sure how to feel about that. It's kind of a lose-lose then, isn't it? Yeah. I feel great.
Like,
oh,
I feel
God.
Great. And then the realization, like, oh, no, I feel great.
Listen, if I need to do a no webcam, wrapped in a duvet stream, I'll do it. If I got to do it,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you'll probably be down for some editing, but I just don't know. Like that day, I'm glad I didn't stream because like I think I did some stuff that day. I was out and about doing some things, but like just sitting here and just like trying to focus on something like streaming wise, I don't think I'd have been able to do it.
Yeah.
For long anyway. I mean, I tried to stream the day of my vasectomy.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was drugged up too, so like I was a little loopy. That was only like a 2.5 hour stream. I was tired, very drugged up.
Yeah. Fun times. But hey.
Fun times.
Well, I mean, I don't really think we have too much else to talk about. Honestly, I've just been enjoying just having a little cozy podcast. We got anything else we want to chit-chat about? Any plans?
I'm getting a grill.
You're getting a grill?
Yeah, the only thing Twitch related that we wanted to talk about is how, although regionally in most places, watching ads to receive bits for Twitch had already been phased out. Twitch has now published new literature on their website that basically removes any and all instances or references to bits for ads. So basically that just won't be a thing anymore. It wasn't a thing depending on where you lived and what version of Twitch you were interacting with, be it desktop or mobile. But effectively, if you want bits, you're buying them. Which is, I mean, they had already kind of phased it out anyway, but this is sort of the official nail in the coffin.
Thank you for bringing that up, because I wasn't sure what we were going to title this podcast, but now we can. It'll still be Twitch related. No more bits for ads. It's just that little 10-second clip.
Carls and Karens.
So like, this is nothing about
Humps
that.
went to the beach. Yeah.
Straight I did.
In the UK, we've not been able to do bits for ads. We barely ever had it in the first place, so I don't know if other regions did have that as an option, but certainly it doesn't seem to really make much of a difference to me. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, what we got coming up? What we planning to do this next week?
Well, we've got Apex Rank tomorrow.
That's
three,
right. Apex
yes,
ranked
the
tomorrow.
dream
Us three.
team.
If you, yeah, you can continue the fantastic podcast-like conversation over on each of our channels. I was gonna say chats, and then it just kind of. Grog, stop looking at me. Like I can see Grog's eyes. Like he doesn't. He emotes so much in his eyes. I love it, but at the same time, it hurts my feelings sometimes because I can see it. You know what I mean? I see it. I'm just saying.
Listen, there's a
I
clip
see you.
from the last time we played Apex with Grog where somebody redeemed an insta dab in the middle of a firefight, and I had to stop and do the dab as per the deal in my channel. And midway through the dab, I'm literally like this, and I just hear Grog saying, "Condi, you're just standing in the middle of the street out in the open," and then I die. And someone clipped it, and I watched it back later, and I was like, I feel like he was really mad at me, and it was really, it upset me, I felt really bad. I felt really bad. So the next day we played, Grog more or less insisted that I turn it off. He's like, nah, listen, Condi, it's up to you, but like, turn off the instant dabs.
He's like, it's your channel, but I'm just saying.
But then I did turn them off, and my mods went and fucking turned them back on. Like, I can't win. I have no
Within
control.
The same minute that you turned it off, they turned it back on, and you had to do an insta dab.
I have no control, so I apologize, Grog. I can't help it. I mean, I will
look. Tomorrow we're hitting because you guys are both in gold, right? Or
yes.
Did you guys make it
yes.
up to?
I'm in
So you're in
gold.
gold. I'm in I'm almost gold. I think I'm silver 1. So I say easy plat for you guys tomorrow. Easy gold for me tomorrow.
Let's grind it. I'm up for some serious Apex action. So Grog, first of all, let's wrap up. Grog, where can everyone find you, and what have you got that you want to specifically plug this week?
People can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/grogmode. You can find me on Twitter and other major platforms at gamer_grog. Stream 5 days a week, Monday through Thursday. It's just me, and start at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 4:30 UK time. And then this week is No Man's Sky, more Resident Evil 7 DLC, some Apex, maybe some Cyberpunk, and then Saturday, Lauren and I are going to be doing DLC for Little Nightmares. We've just finished Little Nightmares. It was fan-fucking-tastic. Also, low-key terrifying. That game is incredible. For anyone who enjoyed the game Limbo, which was a big hit on platformers like consoles a while back, this was really, really good. It kind of reminded me of, what did I describe it as? It was like the movie Amelie, Spirited Away, and was mashed together and directed by Tim Burton. It was just it was real creepy and cool. But we'll be doing more Little Nightmares, and I look forward to playing Little Nightmares 2 after that. So that should be fun.
Hell yeah. Humps, where can everyone find you, and what you got? I mean, you're going to be playing Apex and Destiny, but, tell us about it.
Okay, well, Condi, what do you got going on? I'm Sir Humps. You can catch me at Sir Humps everywhere. Twitter @_. I'll be doing some Apex grind with these fools tomorrow. And then we'll be doing some more Destiny, quick play, control, or maybe trials. I don't know. Just shooting people, clicking heads. I might me and my wife. Thank you. We have been talking, and there may be a Sir and Madam Humps co-stream here in the near future.
Nice.
Or maybe like an outside of my typical stream, kind of maybe like a weekend evening stream night or something like that, where we'll probably be doing some Mario Party or some Switch games or something like that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Connie, what you got going
on? Yeah, much the same. So obviously it's kind of becoming a thing now where we're using our wives for content for certain streams. Mm-hmm. My wife's actually now banned from appearing on my channel after last weekend, when she got a little overexcited and started sharing some things that should not be shared, which chat thought was hilarious, but she's now no longer allowed on my channel. So if either of you want her for some content, no,
I think Dale's great.
Well, I mean, if it's between you and her, I'll pick her. Is she gonna available for Apex tomorrow?
I'll ask her.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll DM her. I mean, we talk.
Okay. But no, I'm doing Apex tomorrow. Really looking forward to getting back into that. Then yeah, I don't really know what I have going on this week. Eve has been avoiding me. We did our like showdown, where it's currently 1-1. She beat me in the first round. I kicked her ass in the second round, and then the final round, you know, conveniently her Switch stopped working. You know, she couldn't get it working. You know, if you want to believe that, you can do that. But and since then, she's been dodging me. So I need to finish that off fairly soon. I have a lot of videos recorded, ready to go. I really need to get you guys together to play some What the Dub this week at some point, please. If we can find
I would like that.
if we can find an evening,
I would love that.
I think it would be really funny. And you know, more videos. So I'll have videos coming out. Yeah, we'll see how I feel after the vaccine, and hopefully get a stream on the go as well. But yeah, you can find me Conifly everywhere, all that stuff. More importantly, check out the podcast. If you've enjoyed it, I mean, like I said, today's been a little bit of a cozy one, just a bit chill, a bit relaxed. But we do usually talk about Twitch stuff. So if you think that might be useful to you in any way, check out our YouTube channel. We are mostly up to date now. I've been working hard to catch up on the YouTube site, and we're just waiting on a few thumbnails to get the last few episodes out. All the episodes are on Spotify. If you're interested in checking out on Spotify, we always do appreciate the support over there. And that is the most up-to-date platform for catching any of the content. So go check that out. We have a Twitter at Zero Strategy Pod. Go follow it. We have a Discord. We have all the things. And if you are listening on any of the audio platforms, we do this live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Zero Strategy Podcast every Sunday. Sometimes we sprinkle in extra little episodes here and there. But yeah, we'll be back next week for more. Thank you. We're going to go raid someone. Please stick around for that. We will see you next time. Later.
Bye, dudes.
Bye.
Later.